Where are we on the compromise? What's the latest deal that the president is willing to strike with the left?
Well, I think at this point it's in the hands of these conferees to come up with their proposal. We've already put a good faith proposal out there. The Democrats for weeks refused to negotiate, refused to come to the table. Now it's their chance to see what they come up with. This is why we want to give them their one more shot at seeing what proposal they can agree on. We know where the president's priorities lie. This includes a variety of issues, including the physical barrier, including more immigration judges so that we can deal with the huge backlog in these asylum cases. In the president's proposal, it included funds for humanitarian needs for the southern border. And again, like I mentioned before, the counter-narcotics technology. All of these are very reasonable points that we want to make, and now it's up to Congress to act. We want to give them this one more shot. You mentioned that there was no wall funding in what they passed in the House of Representatives and in the Senate, but actually there is wall funding. It's over $200 million that was passed in the CR. That's about the $1.3 billion that was prorated. So again, Speaker Pelosi has voted for the wall, despite the fact that she calls it immoral.
Right, which is something perhaps her constituents should question. Meanwhile, we have Senator Schumer. He's the minority leader in the Senate. He has said that there is going to be no border wall. We had Senator Kamala Harris. She's now a 2020 presidential Democratic contender. She said last night during a CNN town hall that she would vote for a border wall under no circumstances. So accepting that premise for a second, maybe this is worst case scenario. Maybe this is what a lot of the American people think is going to happen. What happens on February 15th if this conference comes back without a deal? If Democrats don't accept it, we get to the end of the funding for the government. What happens then?
What we have found is that there's dozens of rank-and-file Democrats, many of them who won in Trump popular state districts, basically, that want border funding, that want border security funding, including wall funding. So in essence, it's Nancy Pelosi has to decide whether she's going to listen to rank-or-file members, or basically decide whether she's going to listen to her far-left caucus that pushes for open borders. Look, I think that President Trump has been a leader on this issue in trying to find compromise, in trying to find ways that we can work with the Democrats, because we can all agree that border security is a bipartisan issue. But we are listening to what our border agents are asking for. I think for Speaker Pelosi, for too long, she's been listening to the far left that's been pushing for open borders, and I think that's incredibly problematic. So that's why I think we have a shot maybe with these conferees to come up with a reasonable proposal. Question will be, are they going to be listening to the experts? We know that President Trump has so far.